Welcome to the newsstand of the hottest new podcast, Opinions 2 Million, with your hosts, Big G, Money Mo, and Shawnee, where we'll be discussing the latest and greatest heat from the culture. Man, did you hear that beat drop? You ain't ready. Let's get straight into it. Opinions to reach 1 million followers, opinions to reach $1 million. New pod dropping every week. I officially welcome you to Opinions 2 Million podcast. Let the beat rock.
It's me and girl.
Let's go. We had a little break. You know what I'm saying? We're back at it though. We're ready to get straight into it. Episode 34. Representing. We still pushing. We almost getting up on the year, man. 34 episodes. We ain't make every week, but we've been trying. Today is just me and Cam holding it down. We'll see who else joins as we go along. You know the folks matriculate in and out like a college campus. Now let's run down these topics real quick. And Biden finally did something. He finally, after all that time he wasted, he finally did something. He gave him a little bit of student loan relief. We got Andrew Tate, man. Andrew Tate took over the internet and now they banned him. We got Chief Keef versus Young Boy. We got Nickelodeon versus Disney. We got HBCUs versus Ivy Leagues. We got Offset versus QC. We got boxing and UFC, man. We got everything versus everything. Super Bowl predictions. Man, I don't know if y'all heard about that artificial rapper, but that's crazy. He got a record deal and was dropped the next day. Wow. Quando Rondo, man. Quando Rondo lost a close homie. Chick-fil-A, man. They said Chick-fil-A really messed the game up with these chicken wings. And it's a big question going around nowadays. Did he spark the conversation? Is R&B dead? What y'all think? Right? And yeah, I know y'all had to see that video going viral on Twitter, man. That Detroit slide. That joint was wild, man. That joint looked like they was playing hopscotch or something going down that joint. And then they had a wild situation at the Little League World Series where they was putting cotton in one of the players' head. That joint, they got to do some explaining on that. And lastly, you already know Money Mo went viral again with his fight video from Fed Hill. So we ready to get straight in to it, man. Biden finally, I believe yesterday, finally acted. Man, I think he's been in office 3 years now, and he finally did something.
Man, it's better. Like, at least he did something, you know. I take it.
So for y'all that don't know, Biden finally acted, and I know there was a lot going on saying that he was going to eliminate student debt and all of that, but right now they are giving forgiveness to $10,000 of student loans, and then up to $20,000 if I believe you use the Pell Grant, right? And then, but that only works if you make less than $125,000 a year. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Cam?
I mean, I'm happy about it. I get my student loans forgiven. There's a lot of people who feel like especially like the Republicans, they feel like it's not fair to them and stuff like that. And like they be like, I already paid my student loans. So you got the people that went through the military. I was like, and I did service, so my loans could get forgiven and stuff like that. But like, why can't niggas just be happy? Like, there's always somebody trying to find a problem with something.
Yeah, that's a fact. But I mean, there's a lot of ways to look at it. I mean, you can look at it that they giving $10,000 to $20,000 off depending on what loans you took, right? Mm-hmm. And also you can look at it like, man, Biden's only doing this so that he can get reelected. And they waited, try to get it strategically close to time for reelection, and this is a ploy to buy votes, right? And then you got you got people. What do you think about the income requirement, right? Saying that, I mean, student loans are student loans. So those who make over $125,000, why should they get penalized because they pick careers or got lucky, or you can call it lucky to draw?
If you're making like over $125,000 a year, you can pay your student loans.
Yeah, but you got to understand what careers might lead to that. So you might have a doctor or a lawyer where, yeah,
they can pay their student loans,
but they got $500,000 250,000 in student loans.
They still be living good.
Nah, man, you tripping. They still don't be living good. You
Why
gotta
don't
go
they?
to debt to income ratio. You telling me you making that and then you got $500,000 in student loans?
Bro,
There's
these
something
guys
still
out
ain't
here,
right.
they getting money. You know what I'm saying? Lawyers, they're getting money. Like 125K is enough for you to be like, all right, I got these loans, I can take care of them real quick. If you're making like 30, 40, you know what I'm saying, $50,000 a year, you're looking at these loans like, damn, this is another bill. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck.
So
You know
you
what I'm
think
saying?
that you don't have no problem with the income requirement?
No.
I mean, I think they should have just forgave $10,000 or $20,000 for everybody.
Yep.
But I feel like he had to put a cap on it in order for it to get approved. I feel like that was just something on his end to get it approved. But I think it should have been universal for anybody.
So what do you say? What do y'all say to the critics that come out and say that, oh man, what about those people that paid their students' loans off, made the sacrifice, or people's parents that put them through school and made the sacrifice, didn't go buy the dream house or skipped out on vacations and sacrificed to put their children or put themselves through school?
I mean, you have to look at it like some people look at it
Do they
glass
have a
half
point?
empty, glass half full. No, that's like saying last week you went to the gas station. Gas was $4.50. This week I go to the gas station, gas was $3. You can't sit there and be like all mad at me because I got a better deal on gas.
So you
That's not
saying it's
how
the luck
life
of the
works.
draw?
Right. I'm like, and for you should be like, you know what? I'm glad it's cheaper because that's more affordable for you. It would have been great for me, but I'm glad somebody's getting their hope and they recognize it. But it's again how you want to look at the situation. At the end of the day, you should be happy for some people. And like Cam was saying that even though we made the commitment to go to college and take out a loan, they were coming after people who are 18, 17 years old, shoving loans in college in their face. Your frontal cortex doesn't fully develop until you're 25, 27 years old. So they don't even have all of the capacity to accept loans and fully understand them. And then you have people with Pell Grants who are primarily low income families getting these loans. And so
So
you
you
can't
saying the
be
system
mad
is
that,
predatory?
yeah, the system is
It's very
predatory.
predatory, bro. But you gotta think, like me personally, if I didn't take out no loans, I wouldn't have been able to go to college. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I chose probably one of the cheapest options in the state. So just like if they offering me loans, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to consider. The whole system. I don't think that in where I can kind of lean on the Republican side a little bit, but this doesn't fix the issue, right? You gave a one-time student loan forgiveness, right? Not what you promised, the whole thing, but just $10,000 to $20,000 depending on your situation, right? And then what happens in the next 10 years when the next batch of students are now in debt, right? I mean, we got to do something to address it. I mean, I know a lot of places are taking different things as far as like free community college. I think that's a solution, right? I think also that people got to look and start making more wise decisions, right? Why do you need to go to those private institutions? Why can't you go to a local state school, right, and save money? You know what I'm saying? You got to be more strategic in the type of major you pick. I mean, I just think there needs to be all around a more holistic approach. And then one thing also that I think, and I don't really know how this would implement, but I think there should be more in the high school ages of education on the whole financial aid and that stuff before you apply to colleges. Because like y'all saying, it is a little predatory where, you know, you offering these kids, and most kids don't have any type of financial literacy, and then you offering them thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of $1,000s in loans so that they can go to schools and dream schools when they might not fully realize the benefit or the risk that they're taking in the long run. So
I mean, I feel as though like, yes, education is part of it, but like I said, like me, I chose a school that like I knew it wouldn't put me in like a whole bunch of debt. But then you got kids out here that want to go like out of state or go to like these big like huge schools and about to put them in like hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt only because like that's the school that they wanted to go to. You know what I'm saying? It's really based off like it's really based on the kid. Like the kid gotta know like am I gonna be screwed when I graduate? Or like can I really afford to go here every year? Like that's you know what I'm saying? That's just what the kid has to think about. And then who are we to be like, all right, like you can't go to your dream school because, you really can't afford it. But then you got these loan companies, they throwing money at you. As a kid, you just like, all right, like I take this money, I go to my dream school, I worry about that situation later.
mhm. One of the things they could do is just stop the interest or lower the interest on these things, right? So they were saying that, like, from some of the graphics I seen, the total right now of student loan um, debt in 2022 is pushing like $1.7 trillion in student loan debt, right? It's the total. And this, what they're proposing, the 10,000 to 20,000, depending on your situation, would only reduce it by 300 billion, right? So literally you just drop the student loan from like 1.7 or 1.6, what it is at now, trillion, down to 1.4 or 1.3 trillion, right? So if you look at it holistically, while 10,000 to 20,000 might do a lot for some people and get a lot of people, complete their, so they can satisfy their loan, that when you look at the whole system, man, if you're looking at 1.3 trillion or 1.7 trillion, that's still a lot of money that collectively United States people owe as a whole in student loans. Effective just an 18% reduction.
Right. I mean, you got to look at it. For me, I took out a graduate loan. I owe $6,000 in student loans. Right. My interest rate for that 6,000 is 5.14.
Mhm.
And I was on there the other day, and there's a plan for me to pay back my $6,000 in 20 years. You know how much interest I would have accrued over 20 years if I wait to pay back my $6,000?
How much?
And that's
Wow.
what I'm saying. You go on these sites and they give you these plans for 10, 15, 20 years to pay back. But the amount of interest you're going to accrue over that time period is
Mhm.
going to be so much more than I originally owed.
Yeah.
So even there, I mean, there just has to be more education in general and financial literacy. And then you have kids whose parents might not be financially literate. They don't understand the system. And so I feel like there's so many issues and the student loan and just loans in general conversation. But I think what Biden did was a step in the right direction. And we got to think about the times we're in. We're in COVID, we're in inflation, people are living paycheck to paycheck. We're going towards another recession. So unfreezing that student loan debt would be very detrimental to so many people. So I feel like, it was a win for Biden. People are going to be mad. But today on the White House page, they have the breakdown of every Republican or people who have negative things to say, how they've gotten loans forgiven for PPP and their businesses. So how come when it comes to our tax dollars and paying their business loans off or their PP loans off, it's okay. But when it comes to paying our tax dollars to pay our student loans off, it's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we can spend a lot of time on this, but for the sake of interest of time, we're gonna keep it moving, man. Top G. They didn't got the top G off the internet. Andrew Tate, man. I don't know if y'all been keeping up with this story, but this Andrew Tate story is fascinating. Like he is like the second coming of Kevin Samuels. He's like Kevin Samuels elevated, right? So if y'all not familiar with Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate is man that's been recently taken over the internet by storm, right? Apparently he was born in the United States and his dad was a professional chess player, and he grew up he was in the CIA or something like that, so they moved around us a lot. And then his mom was from overseas, I think London or something. So when they got a divorce, he went and lived with his mom, and then somehow he found his way into kickboxing, and he became like 3-time world champion in kickboxing. And then after that, he got involved with the cam girl business, and like that's kind of how he rose to fame. But recently, like if any social media platform you go on, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it, I mean, you see his videos all over the place. Top G this, top G that. I mean, he's on that red pill, blue pill stuff, the male self-improvement and all that kind of stuff. But then for some reason, the internet did not like it, right? All kind of petitions were started. They said he was corrupting the minds of the young boys out here, and it seemed like a blanket ban went out. He got banned off Instagram, he got banned off TikTok, he got banned off Facebook, he got banned off a whole YouTube, permanently deleted. Man, I don't know if you haven't heard anything about it, but what's your thoughts on it?
I mean, I'm not like familiar with him really, but I feel as though I don't know, was he worse than Kevin Samuels?
Andrew Tate is a alleged sex trafficker.
That's false. Did you see his thing? He was swatted. You know what
I
swatted
said
is?
alleged.
Please don't come on here doing false narratives. He was swatted. Do you know what swatted is?
He wasn't swatted. There's more evidence out there that I've seen. It wasn't just one swatting saying he was a sex trafficker.
But wouldn't people say that if you're in that business? He was in the cam girl business.
So he was paying girls to do cam shows?
What do you mean? He was the boss.
What you mean he was the boss?
They would, to get clients and stuff, and they give him a cut of the money and things like that.
It sounded like he was pimping, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
So you saying that he had a stable with females?
You're trying to spin a narrative now.
Who would, do provocative things for money on these cam shows? They would get paid for these cam shows, and he would get a cut of that money.
Yeah, but that's not the question. We talking about
That's
him getting kicked
not
off
sound
the
like
internet.
pimping, bro.
Yeah, but you act like that was now. Now he wasn't getting convicted of that stuff. Like now he owns casinos, and he lives in Romania currently. He owns casinos and things, other businesses. I don't think he's in that cam business. That was during his come up, I would say.
Right. I mean, I don't really know you like that, but I only honestly, I probably heard.
You had to see his videos though.
Nah.
The
first time I heard of him was probably like 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So what I basically heard about Andrew Tate is basically he's like it's like a scheme. He has some type of levels, and he recruits people to repost his videos and talk about it. And from my understanding of it is that he just says wild, outlandish stuff to go viral. So I don't even know if he's believing half the stuff he's saying.
But
He's
isn't
just
that
getting
the
views from
culture
it.
of the internet?
And the problem with it is that you did have young, impressionable males listening to this outlandish stuff, and it is corrupting the minds. But then that's the thing is, as a parent, you need to be watching what your kids watching online. Is Andrew Tate really the best role model for your 15, 16-year-old son?
Yo,
Yeah, but is that whose responsibility is
But
that? You putting
yeah,
that
that's
on
I
like
him?
said that's on the parent.
Oh,
Gary
okay.
don't know what he's talking about.
I'm
It's like,
that's like saying like you can censor your kids from listening to like City Girls or Cardi B or some shit like that.
You
Which
going back
they
to the
essentially,
nature or nurture argument.
I mean, yeah, but like Cardi B used to like drug niggas and take their money.
And she don't even let her kids listen to her own music. Mo coming in here fresh. Mo,
Yes, as a parent, she made that decision.
what's your thoughts on
fellas.
Andrew Tate, the top G? Top G
Man,
getting banned.
man. He a dog. He Kevin Samuel reincarnated. Like nah, he be saying some real stuff, but I do get sometimes he be over the top. But one thing I said before is like the because he got banned from everything, right?
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's crazy. What was
The
he really saying? That was like,
the takeover was crazy.
It was crazy.
And I don't
was
think
like
it was
one of the craziest rides I've ever seen.
it was necessarily him. I just think it was the influx. Because like Maya was saying, the way he had it set up is that he had this thing called like Hustlers University. And a way that he marketed to tell the people to make money was to use his content and post videos and recruit people, and that they would get a commission off the people they brought in to post more videos. So it just like blew up from there. Like literally any social media platform you went on, you saw videos of him. And I just think like, you know,
it wasn't really the message. It was just
it was just like the overwhelming that personally, I don't think he got a fair shake, but I'm not ready to sit here and defend some of the crazy things he was saying. And like Maya said, like I think he just understood the internet, and the key or the currency on the internet is outrage. And, you know what I'm saying? And he just understood that and took advantage of it. Like I don't even know if he necessarily believes the stuff he was saying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It was too awesome, but you got them people that defend every single thing he was doing.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah,
the bigger question is the platforms just banning, right? Like, I mean, I don't necessarily.
Right, yeah, you're right about the influx because like they got the Fresh and Fit podcast who talk about the same stuff, but they're not streaming. They still on board.
Yeah, I feel like that's just the culture right now. Like it's cancel culture. Like you can say like one like wild thing and then boom, you're done. Like that therapist that just lost her job.
Nah, yo, we gotta add that to next week. You can't, yo. That wasn't one wild thing. She was trying to spin some stuff, yo. She was trying to spin some stuff.
Who was this?
I've seen a couple videos.
The minor attracted persons.
Oh dang!
You don't remember that, Mo?
I'm gonna look it up.
Nah, there was this lady. She was trying to saying that people that are pedophiles are that is really that they are minor attracted persons. That we shouldn't use the word pedophiles.
What? Oh no.
Nah, we'll add that to next week, yo. But yeah, Kim, come on, man. You know she was trying to spin some stuff.
No, I think that she black, ain't she?
Nah, she was white, wasn't she?
Nah, it's a black girl that lost her job too.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, we'll add it to next week. We'll have to look into
it. But still, like we can say like some wild shit on this podcast, and like one person here, that shit go viral, and we're done. Like that's just how culture is right now. Everybody's so like sensitive. Everybody want to fight for all these rights and shit. It's, you know what I'm saying? You can't even really say what you want to say.
Yeah, but the thing about him is that he always preached out the matrix, out the matrix, out the matrix. Mo, I just sent it to you on Instagram through my man's Grand Wizard.
Oh yeah, he did post some fire stuff.
Yeah,
so what?
I've been telling Mo, yo, sleep
he
on Graham.
what did he say? He was gonna unlock it for a few hours, let people follow.
Yeah, Act told him he under Act. He under academics, Mo. I've been telling Mo to get on Act, but Mo's a hater. But yeah, I just think, man, we'll see. I just hope that they don't keep weaponizing this and taking people's voices out like that. I mean, but
right.
What can you do? But I just think like it's gonna get to a point where it's like, all right, Donald Trump, we might not necessarily agree with. Andrew Tate, we might necessarily agree with. Another person, but eventually it's gonna get something to people where you be like something's going on here, man. You're gonna get down the line so much times and be like, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? And then by that time, the people are gonna be so numb to it that you just basically gave out all your rights away.
Yeah, exactly. It's gonna be everything censored. Yeah. I tried to post that Fed fight to TikTok. That joint got banned immediately. I'm like, bro, everything get canceled off of nothing.
We're gonna touch on that last, but let's keep this joint moving, man. Cam gave this topic. Next, Young Boy versus Chief Keef. And at first, I was like,
I think me and Gary gonna agree on the same thing.
Yeah, at first I was like, man, Cam's tripping with this, yo. But then I started thinking about it. I was like, he might have a little point, but we're gonna see. When was it? Was it the influence you said, or just who you had more
it's
impact?
Just like I say like the influence and the impact. It was not the same thing. Like you gotta think about it. Like NBA YoungBoy, these past couple years, he's been really influencing like pop culture. You know what I'm saying? Like you got little white kids like walking around like they from fucking Louisiana. You know what I'm saying? Trying to walk like him, trying to talk like him. He on TikTok and shit like that. I feel like it's kind of like the same, not the same, but like a similar impact of what Chief Keef had from like probably like 2011 to like 2015.
Yeah, I like what you said because I thought you were gonna say the same influence. I was like, hold up. But nowadays, people trying to walk around.
Let me ask you this.
Shiesty got the Shiesty mask, but these little kids are walking around all tough.
Are we saying that influence and impact are the same or they're different? Do y'all think those are the same or you think they're different?
But you gotta think, is it influence on culture or is it impact on the music now?
That's why I started thinking about it. And this is how let me give you my thoughts. At first I was like, nah, Cam's tripping because the impact that Chief Keef had on the culture,
it might be all time.
Yeah, I don't think there's no other rapper that touches Chief Keef as far as influence.
Because he got words like pack, smoking, get back, all
literally,
that stuff.
I think you can make an argument for as far as impact
all
on the
time.
Music culture that Chief Keef is the highest. Now, his reign was short, 2012, 2013. Yeah. He didn't have I would say, a long duration. And that's why I think you could argue, you could start to bring in Young Boy, right? Yeah, I don't think Young Boy's impact was as much as Chief, but his reign, he's literally only been getting hotter since he got in, right? Like if you look at, like if you chart a graph of Young Boy's career, it's literally up and to the right. Like since he got in the game, he's been going up. And Chief Keef is actually opposite. It's like national, like if you're in economics, a natural supply and demand curve.
But then you could say Dirk followed on.
Nah, we ain't bringing Dirk.
No, I ain't gonna say Dirk. I feel like, but
no, he birthed Dirk, but Dirk like followed continued Chief Keef's ways, if you want to say.
No, because I saw this tweet that was like pretty much like Chief did his so he can get out the hood. Lil Dirk did his so he can run the hood. You know what I'm saying?
No, we can have a conversation. That's a good topic for another day.
Yeah, I feel like Chief, he accomplished what he wanted to accomplish. His ass, he left Chicago. He got money right now. He doing, you know what I'm saying? He doing big shit for himself. I feel like that's always what he wanted. He don't really got to drop no new music. Like he just out here having fun.
Yeah, I feel like the worst thing about Chicago, or the crazy thing is, like, since we seen like how it was, we think everything below that is weak, kind of. Like I don't even see Mountain Rouge is like crazy as Chicago is. Even though it could be, it's just the fact of all the characters that played a role on the Chicago drill. People saying
and then like
get back game,
like
traffic.
Chief, like I don't literally like you. I think people in the next like 10 to 20 years are gonna literally be writing papers and stuff about the drill movement. Like the that period, say 2011, you probably can even go late 2010s to late 2013s. Literally, like a few blocks in Chicago had the whole world, the whole United States, like attention. It was like stuff that nobody could ever see or could fathom, or things of that nature. Literally, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people were rushing and rushing in, right? And Young Boy, I just don't think he has that impact, but he does have an impact, and then it's growing up into the right. Like it's not like Chief Keef was an instant impact. It didn't last long, but there's no saying that within the next 5 to 10 years that Young Boy could pass a Chief Keef, just because his is like a small snowball running down a hill, man. It just keeps grabbing momentum and keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I just feel like Chief Keef, that man is a legend. Like, he just,
that's so
but like me personally, I don't even like Young Boy.
Yeah, I don't like him either. Okay,
but you can't deny that, like what he's done, like as far as he can, like he hit numbers. You know what I'm saying? He definitely doing a lot right now, but he just not my cup of tea.
Right, and the thing about that too is like I realized that a lot of people, they try to act tough because they listen to Young Boy. Some people force it. Like I mean, like, oh, I'm about to play this on my PS5 all day. But like the thing about the Chief Keef movement, it's crazy too. Like all the players that birthed there from it. Like King Von was literally like just like a person in O Block at the time, and just came on to be hot. Lil Herb responded from that. Chief Keef, everybody. It's crazy. I'm like, it will never be something like that again. Like Gary said, every hood had its own rappers, FBG, all that.
Yeah, let's keep it moving though. Well, we definitely have to have another conversation about that Chief and Dirt, Out the Hood versus Run the Hood. That was a good one. But up next, man, this was Mo's topic. Nickelodeon versus, wasn't this from Mo's or Cam? Nickelodeon versus Disney. I'm trying to look up what cartoons are on which ones.
Nice.
See, y'all kind of old for it, so y'all kind of miss like all the good cartoons.
What you mean?
This man
y'all miss all the good cartoons. Like y'all was, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was running the streets. Good cartoons out.
Yo, the era with That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah, all Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. I'm really on the 90s. SpongeBob.
Yeah.
Mostly Avatar, Jimmy Neutron, Recess. Mo don't know about that. Recess.
Gary don't know about the Jimmy Neutron movie.
Team 5.
Disney Channel definitely had the movies.
Mo don't know about Johnny Bravo.
Stop. Gary getting mixed up with Cartoon
Network. Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah. That's Cartoon Network.
Yo, Cartoon Network back in the day. Ed and Eddie had the streets going crazy. Everybody wanted a job.
Yo, Ed and Eddie, I still watch that to this day.
That's Cartoon Network.
I did to get it on. Yeah. It just brings you back to a peaceful time where you had no worries, no job.
I think I'm picking Nickelodeon, yo. Jimmy Neutron. I mean, the Fairly Odd Parents, Dora, Avatar, SpongeBob.
I said Dora.
This is off topic, but I was talking about this. Everybody hates Chris like the one of the most underrated shows. It's not on none of them, but it's one of the underrated shows. Everybody hates Chris.
Disney really don't have nothing. What? Tarzan, Lilo, and
Disney had everything, but Tarzan,
Disney had everything. Gary Sleep,
Impossible. That's So Raven, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Brandy and Mr. Whiskers. Yeah, American Dragon.
It's like that.
Shit, Disney Channel had everything. You know they had Disney XD too.
Nah, you're tripping. I'm going Nickelodeon. Mo, what's your final answer? I was like,
I gotta go I mean, I was like they would all choose Cartoon Network. I gotta go. Yeah, Nickelodeon had more like the raw.
Man,
Like
yeah.
carrying the weight.
I'm going Disney.
I go with Disney. I go with Disney,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, Bobby flip flop.
Because you
But hey,
not
Arnold
even
was
throwing
carrying
in.
away from Nickelodeon.
You're not even throwing in all the Disney movies either.
I know. Gary sleep on High School Musical.
Yo, all that? Are you serious? Yo, all that? All that was like 10 shows in one show.
But that's cool. But that one show cannot really like compare to shit. That's So Raven was hot. Like
Good Burger Home and a Good Burger. Can I get a Good Burger?
That's the Raven one, the hottest show.
That's a Raven was cool.
They had movies like Disney had Cheetah Girls, Lion King, fucking that one show with the nigga from Everybody Hates Chris. What's that shit? The singing one. You know what I'm talking about. But he had all that. Like they had all the good movies, all the good shows.
My
They had
opinion.
the little. I don't know. I think she did. You picked Disney, right? She said Disney.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Mo flipped up on me, yo. I had to watch Mo.
Think about it. So.
Now, Disney versus Cartoon Network, that might be a little bit closer.
Yeah.
All right, we're about to run that back next week.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving on, yo. HBCUs versus Ivy Leagues. I want to see where Cam's going with this. I don't know. I'm gonna let him explain this one.
All right, so with this, it's just like it's I always hear like Howard is like the Harvard of like for Black people, but at the same time, it's just like I don't know. Is it really comparable? Like, is Morgan really fucking with Yale? You know what I'm saying? It's like, is you and me?
Or do y'all mean like experience wise?
I'm talking about like I'm talking about stereo. Like, nah, I mean, I'm not talking about experience. Because of course, the HBCU experience is, you know what I'm saying? That's it, next level. I'm talking about just like if you're looking at an application, you see Harvard and you see UMES. Which one do you think really going? Which one do you think they're going to choose?
Yeah. I don't think it's a good faith argument. Right. And why I say that is because HBCU versus PWIs, I think, is an argument, right? But saying Ivies versus HBCUs is not a good faith argument just because Ivy is a certain conference within PWIs. And just like HBCUs has conferences. So like you could say schools like Spelman, Spelman, Morehouse, Howard are the Ivies of HBCUs. Right? I think you could. Yeah. But
is Howard
saying
messing with Harvard?
That like HBCUs and saying like Morgan or UMES is that like those, I don't know if that's a good argument, but saying that certain schools like A&T, Morehouse, Clark, or Spelman, Howard, Tuskegee, are those the Ivies of the HBCUs?
Yeah. Right. Or we should say which one, like we got to compare. Would y'all rather go to University of Maryland or Howard? Full scholarship. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Howard, but it's not me basing off academics.
What about you?
I know Howard won't be lit.
UMS versus Maryland.
UMS versus Maryland?
Yeah, would you go to a full ride scholarship?
I'm going to the University of Maryland.
Yeah.
I think like it's just a different experience, right? So like before I went to Morgan, like I didn't want to go to no HBCU, right? And when I went to Morgan, I didn't want to go to no HBCU. But now that I graduated, I understand the value of it, right? So if I had to do it again, I probably would pick an HBCU over PWI.
All right, so high school.
I would never.
What? First of all, mine went to a PWI.
I graduated from the illustrious Morgan State University.
You did a year up there.
It seems like you're hating on my HBCU.
You went there for your master. You went to the same.
When's homecoming? October, right? Early
Yeah.
October.
First weekend, Mike, you coming?
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I'm
right,
gonna
so
drop in there.
so like no, but like let's take you back to high school though, right? High school gas. You get 2 offer letters, both full rides. One to like Harvard and one to
Yeah.
like I don't know, one to like Morehouse or
Sound
one of them
like,
schools you
yeah.
name. Yeah, Morehouse or Howard or whatever
I'm
them
taking the
schools is.
HBCU.
So you're not going to Harvard.
No.
Full ride, all
Yep.
4 years.
I'm taking the HBCU. I understand the importance of it now.
Right. I mean, I'm taking it too, but still, a lot of people are not going to take that.
Mo, what you taking? Maya, what you taking?
What was the choices?
Harvard or Spelman if you're a girl, or Morehouse if you're.
Yeah, I feel like I would definitely choose even just because I feel like the stress from how Harvard stuff. I feel like
the HBCU.
Yeah, I'm thinking HBCU. I feel like really like one night I learned the job applications. Like which college you went to is kind of overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maya.
I would choose the HBCU because at the end of the day, it only matters about connections. So if you make those connections and you network within whatever university you choose, you can have a good outcome.
Right.
All right. So you say that, but are you think you're not going to get good connections at Harvard?
Oh.
I do think I would get good connections at Harvard, but going as a Black person to Harvard, I feel like I would be facing way more obstacles than going to a HBCU and feeling more at home and being in my comfort zone.
I feel that'd be too much stress going to Harvard.
Harvard has Black people.
Yeah, but have you heard what those Black people are saying about being at Harvard? It's not a walk in the park.
Right.
Just like being at Frostburg. They deal with the same stuff we deal with. Until I went to Morgan State and learned how HBCUs work, and now I can appreciate it.
You didn't go to class on campus.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know. I just feel like it's definitely a difference. But like, if me personally, I still choose HBCU.
Yeah. Definitely. Heck, we're on Gary's mic.
Whatever.
Let's go on this next one. Yeah.
Not bad. I was talking this whole time. Y'all ain't told me I was muted, yo.
Yeah, I was like, what the heck going on again?
Nah, I tried to take a drink of this Mike's Hard Lemonade, and the joint went up my nose, yo. Almost drowned. But nah, yeah, I know y'all admit, yo. Up next, we got Offset versus the QC/Migos. Man, I know y'all been hearing about it. That the Migos, they said they broke up, man. Offset been doing his own thing. You know, since he got Cardi, that he been moving a little funny in the light. But you know, there's a lot going on. But finally, it's coming out saying that Offset's been having issues with QC. Right, saying they blackballing them and all kind of stuff, and they doing funny. And then recently, kind of went to kind of Twitter fingers lead to trigger fingers, and they've been going back and forth, hashing it out over social media. I know that Offset was saying that y'all know what y'all did to me. Q from P from QC responded. Then I seen a post of Q from P from QC and Little Baby looking at a picture and saying the show must go on and all of this stuff. So, you know, we knew there was some tensions floating around saying that Offset wasn't messing with the Migos no more, but it seems like it's trying to finally confirm, man. What's your thoughts on it?
And I get so confused. I'm like, I hate people in the media be like, oh, that's my brother. Because they were my blood. Cause I be so I'm like, I thought they was related. I thought Offset was related. I guess Quavo is Takeoff's uncle, but I guess Offset is not really related to them.
I thought they was cousins.
I thought they were too until somebody said it. They not really. Or King Yella said it. I don't believe what he said. So, but But I'm like, they family. Of course they can't. They're not gonna break up. So there must be something in the background. But it's always groups always gets broken up eventually for no reason. I mean, it always comes up. So some Hollywood weird stuff going on. It's definitely because of Cardi though.
Money put a strain on a lot of relationships, and they like I said, they got bread. But I feel like they feel like at some point, like you say, every group gonna break up because there's gonna be one or two of them that feel like they can do better, like without the group.
Right.
Yeah, but I think the crazy thing is I feel like most people, if you would have asked them, that everybody would have said that Quavo would have been the one to
I was about to say the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? But like Cam just said, I really think Cardi is the one where like Offset got kind of like the ace in his pocket, or you know what I'm saying? Like
right.
That.
I mean, but how long was Cardi gonna be hot for?
But think about it. You remember when Quavo was online, he was dating Sweetie, and he was like, we're about to be the next hip hop duo. Mm-hmm. But then they broke up. He went through all of that. And now Offset is kind of breaking off. Him and Cardi are good regardless of the Migos or not.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. It's a crazy situation.
But we'll see how it plays out. Offset was saying that that QC was trying to get a piece of his individual album sales or something. So we're gonna see how it plays out.
I've heard stuff about QC before like this though, with another artist. I can't remember exactly which one, but I feel like, I mean, labels do be operating like that. So I'm not gonna say that Quavo is Offset is lying completely.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember that the music industry is a predatory business from the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep it moving. Man, this past weekend was an amazing weekend for fights. If you are underdog better, you're probably sitting on lots of money right now, man. You made a nice little come up this weekend. They had that old that British tramp Momans. Yo took another L. Old AJ. AJ took a L in the ring to Usyk. Man, my man got all mad, started throwing the belts around and storming out the ring and all of that. Man, what's your thoughts on that? And then also you had UFC. They had Nigerian Prince Usman lost in the last like 58 seconds of the fight, took a kick right to the chin, man, and he was out cold. Man, they both were expected to win the fights, man. If you were underdog, man, you really came up. What's your thoughts on it?
Crazy going on. Like I said, man, that's the end of AJ. I mean, it's been the end of AJ. He really just, like I said, I used to be a big fan, so I learned that he really don't got no technique. I've always been a fan of Usyk. I'll show Gary the tweets.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I show Gary receipts all the time. I'm not really a fan of UFC. I'm getting back into it, but there's a lot of boxing people that's going at it.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Triple G versus Canelo coming up. There's a lot of stuff coming up. The best fighting the best. That's the best thing about it.
Yep. For me personally, I don't. Mm-hmm. Oh, go
ahead, Cam.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, for me personally, I'm not really into it like that. But I know that kick to the head that Usman got, that shit was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody had him winning, bro. I know everybody did.
Yeah.
Right.
That joint was wild.
Mm-hmm.
Mo, you don't think AJ got a wilder fight in him?
Oh, that's true. That's gonna be a good fight. I can't wait for that one. That would be. And Usyk versus Tyson Fury, I feel like Tyson Fury would destroy him just because his reach. But man, AJ versus Deontay Wilder. Dang, I forgot about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
And I hope Wilder gets Usyk. I think Wilder would beat him.
Yeah, that'd be a good fight. You're right. Actually, I think Usyk would destroy him. Something like that. Because people don't know Usyk only 6 feet tall. So you might ride away. Yeah, he only 6 feet.
Dang.
I think he's 5'11", honestly. Let me see. Maybe, yeah. So it's crazy.
And we're gonna keep moving.
They win in the fight, Mike Tyson or Tyson Fury.
Come on, Fury's winning that. Tyson's too small.
I know. I don't. Yeah, people
Nobody
overthink
almost
it.
a
I told
foot
people.
taller than
What you think, Ken? What you think, Ken?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I'm glad you're thinking though. People thought I was crazy. Saying
I mean, because like you talking about like prime Mike
Tyson
Tyson.
Fury beat Muhammad Ali.
Nah,
Muhammad
'cause
Ali
you gotta
overrated.
think.
Alaikum
What?
salam, brother. We can't do that to the good brother.
But because like you gotta think like you Tyson really got a technique for real.
Nah, but he hard to reach.
The nigga's like
He's
6'9".
He's such an awkward fighter that it's hard.
But you know, Tyson's gonna break some ribs on that nigga. Like it's Tyson.
You're
bro.
right. You're right. It'll be
I'm not saying
interesting.
he ain't gonna land some hits.
Yeah, he gonna have
but
a lot of body shots on him. Yeah.
Yeah, but all he has to do is hunch over, and you're gonna take away half of his body by just hunching down to his height.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali getting waxed.
This man is crazy.
That's just click.
Let's keep it moving, man. The NFL season starting up. We in preseason. Y'all got any predictions for the Super Bowl?
Honestly,
Ravens versus
nah.
Cowboys.
Ravens not going to the Super Bowl, bro.
I said the Cowboys.
Ravens
versus
not going to the Super Bowl.
You don't think so?
There's no holes except for
the Ravens always be in the running though. Even last year when they had a bad season, like they lost. I think they said like 5 or 6 games by less than 3 points.
Yeah,
they always in the running.
Yeah, I mean that's all. Like they go to the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but it's always one team that is better. Like it's been the Chiefs. It's been the Patriots.
But you got to think about we healthy. Hopefully this year, like last year we. Cause that Ronnie Stanley, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see for real. Cause like
it was gonna be
what
tough.
I'm betting on. I'm ready to place my bet after this pod, yo. 2 years ago, Super Bowl was held at the Bucks, Tampa Bay. They won. Last year it was held at where? San Diego. They won, right? Or LA, Rams.
Yeah, LA. Yeah, that's crazy.
This
2 years in a
year
row.
is I think Arizona, right? The Cardinals winning it, yo. I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now. The Cardinals winning it. What's his name? Tyler Murray's taking it home. MVP, Lombardi Trophy. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, you lost me on that.
Now, you're not right about that.
We have to fact check that next week. I'm gonna give y'all the update, but I think it's holding at Arizona this year.
Yeah.
But
you lost me.
We're gonna keep it moving. Man, I know y'all seen this artificial rapper. I can't even remember y'all's name, but there's an AI rapper robot that recently got signed to Capitol Records, and then my man was literally dropped less than 2 days later for some racial stuff. Like, how does an artificial rapper get dropped from the label for incidents? Literally, somebody has to be behind you writing the raps and everything.
Well,
Then I even think they said that for real. I've been seeing the black people. They've seen TMZ do like an interview with some black dude.
No, I saw on Twitter like it was a white guy who was behind the AI rapper. He like ran like.
Oh yeah, he said nigga. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's what's reason.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's what's so the future. Like I said, people are replaceable.
Had y'all heard, like before this, had y'all heard of him? Like I seen a thing where him and Uzi did a song at a concert together, but that's crazy, man. This might be the next kind of comeback.
It's the way, yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard of it before.
Like I said, people just look for image. Y'all heard Milli Vanilli?
No.
It was a rap group back in like the day. They had the image, but it was a fraud. They weren't actually singing the words, and they got caught. But I'm like, it's gonna be a feature.
I know they have a few like like YouTube and Instagram personalities that are like
really behind
like
the
AI
voices
figures, right? They're not real people,
right?
So we'll see. That might be the wave in the future. We'll see how that continues to play out. Man, got a sad story up next, man. The beef continues between OTF and NBA, if we can even say that. Personally, I don't think that's a situation, but over this past week, man, there was some news that kind that Quando Rondo and his homies was in LA. They was pumping gas and car pulled up and 3 suspects hopped out and started shooting at Quando and and it turns out that Quando's one of Quando's homies, Lil Pa, I think his name was, got shot and he died on the scene. Right, so a lot of people, once they heard about that, a lot of people was like starting with the rumors.
Yeah.
Who did it? Who did this? Who did what? They were saying, is it Young Boy? Is it related to the Young Boy and Dirk beef? Is it related to the King Von situation? What's your thoughts? I'd like to see here y'all before I give my opinion.
I mean, like
think it was related?
Nah, somebody said it wasn't even, ain't nothing to do with Lil Dirk. It's like the Hoover niggas in LA, the same ones that killed Pop Smoke. Like Hoover gang, well, I don't know what the fuck they is, but that's who, because it was like a picture or something like that. He had like threw up like Hoover killer in a picture while he was out there, and I guess they caught his ass.
Yeah, it was like one thing I will say about this case, it's like, it's not dealing with Savannah. Because nobody in Savannah going beefing or catch Quando Rondo in a hot area like LA. Like, for any instigation, I feel like I know who it was. But because think about it, everybody know he got money on his head, no matter what. And Dirk been on the hottest policey type stuff going on. Everybody probably think that there's money on Quando's head, so they're going to do what they got to do. Hit up Dirk's people. I don't know. I think it was them.
Mo, I think you started a fantasy, yo. Mo starting a fantasy. Cam laid out the facts.
Because think about it, Gary. One thing, before I say one thing that's crazy, don't overthink cases. Like when the Duck case happened, it was no way that you didn't think it could have been O Block. You didn't think it could have been Muwap, all them boys that was already on the top with King Von. So that's one thing I learned, to not overthink stuff.
On the top, they wasn't
They
on
got
the
tired
top
of the slot.
Mo is getting lost in the Chicago stuff, yo. Nah, yo.
Yeah, it was hot. King was hot in 2020.
Mo's tripping, yo.
Mo's tripping. I don't know. Twitter had the source.
Look at the views. Crazy story. Went crazy.
It was some Hoover niggas, bro.
It was during COVID too. The views was going crazy for King.
I think Mo's getting into this Twitter Reddit stuff, yo. He a little too far.
But yeah, you would never guess it. You would never guess it was Muwap and all them though. You would have never guessed it.
What are you talking? I'm talking about Rondo's situation. In Rondo's situation, like you got to understand that Rondo is in LA where he claiming 6-0. Rondo's claiming 6-0 Crip. Everybody knows who the head of 6-0 is Big U. Like they got little like LA is the start of these organized black gangs, especially the Blood and the Crips. Like if you claiming that, you got enemies, right? And like Cam laid out, he had already had pictures of him throwing up the Hoover Killers, which is a blood set. You see what I'm saying? So I mean,
maybe they thought they could hit a 1-for-1.
Yeah. It sounds good that there's literally even a video of a man on the internet like a couple weeks prior saying that I'm gonna get you and all of this stuff. Like it sounds good. Dirk doing all this sliding and man, it's to fill y'all fantasy. I just don't think they're doing that. I just don't. I literally don't think it was them.
Yeah, you're right. I said it was. You're right. One thing I will say is like, I feel like in Dirk's case, it's better to take out people around him than actually take the dude.
And if I feel like if it was them, I don't feel like they would have sprayed from a block away. You got to realize the people were on the block away and they hopped out and started spraying. If it was them, I feel like they would have pulled up just like they did in Duck case. They pulled up. They wasn't spraying the block. That's an LA thing. You see what I'm saying? Like Mo's like, let me have to rethink this.
Nah, like I said, I ain't changing my view. Gary ain't gonna tempt me. But they gonna stop all that non-slap of Von talk. And it's sad that it's got to be that way. It's sad that people
Man,
picking.
in this case, there's only two outcomes. I don't even
It is.
think Rondo is the target. It's going to be Dirt or it's going to be Youngboy.
Oh yeah,
That's
Quando
the only
definitely.
way. That's the only way it's ended.
Yeah, I feel like it's definitely just Quando. I feel like that NBA they're kind of wearing off.
I feel if Dirt got, I feel like it's not going
It's
to
gonna be
end.
prison.
Yeah, but Dirt too high profile right now. Like,
Right, you gotta really crash out to kill somebody like that.
yeah, like you gotta like see somebody who really don't care. Like,
Right, because they're gonna do the lengthiest investigation.
right, they gonna do time.
Yeah. And that's why I want to say why a lot of high profile people get killed.
But what are y'all saying that? The people just ran up in his house in Atlanta. Y'all act like people ain't willing to throw their life away.
Exactly, that's what
You're
we're
right,
saying.
you're right.
Like,
Right.
Dirt, yeah, y'all keep saying that he getting this money, he untouchable. They literally less than 6 months ago ran up in his house and he live in a gated community.
well,
You're
he
right.
should be. Honestly, he should. If he really get this money, he should be untouchable. You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting all this bread and I know niggas was on my ass, why I'm not gonna have security?
Cause you portraying this lifestyle.
But
Right.
the
And they
lifestyle gonna get this nigga
they
killed.
all teased 6ix9ine. He was exposing them. So now they kind of gave themselves the checkmate. Right?
But if Dirt was really like that, his ass would still be in Chicago.
We all know that's not the case.
Yes, he can.
But man,
But
let's keep
still.
on. Let's move on, man. We wish the best for everybody. We'll see how this situation plays out. On a lighter note, did y'all see they already start selling chicken wings at Chick-fil-A? Are y'all
Oh, that's
ready?
gonna
Are
take
y'all
off.
hyped up? What are
It's
y'all
gonna take
thoughts?
off.
Y'all think they're gonna be fire? Y'all think they're gonna be trash? What's your thoughts, man?
I don't trust it.
You don't trust them.
Nah, I feel like it's gonna be just like them. Like you had the wings from Little Caesars.
Come on, y'all. You can't. That's like when I first heard about them, I was like, they ready to be expensive and they probably gonna be hitting because Chick-fil-A use high quality stuff, yo. Yo, compared it to Little Caesars. Nah, you tripping on that,
bro.
Cam.
I
You
can't.
tripping.
I'm gonna have to taste them.
You
Yeah,
tripping on
like,
that.
man.
Mo, would you compared it to Little Caesars?
Oh yeah, I'm eating that. Chick-fil-A don't miss.
No, I don't know. I gotta get
I
proof.
can't name one bad sauce, one bad thing on the menu.
Shit.
That avocado lime dressing is not it.
That just be
No,
hit Gary.
yeah. You gotta get the avocado line with the cob salad, add some chicken nuggets in there.
Oh yeah, Gary
Yes.
knows. Gary's
I
sleeping
get
that
the
one.
cob with that creamy salsa. Ooh,
Nah.
yo, that joint be fire. That
You gotta
creamy
get the
salsa.
avocado line.
Nah, y'all tripping, yo. But nah, y'all, I think that joint's gonna be smacking. We can't wait. That yo, when them joints hitting around here, I've been seeing people. I don't know if the people have been making them, but I've been seeing people that have been having them. So we're gonna see how they hit.
Right.
Now let's keep it moving. Man, I really don't got too much on this conversation. We can make it quick, but Diddy came out, man. He was trying to see if R&B was dead, man. What's your thoughts on it? Is R&B
Yeah.
dead?
It depends on what you consider R&B.
Right.
Like is Rod Wave R&B?
I wouldn't classify
did.
him as that. I don't think he's classified. For this
Nah.
conversation, let's go R&B is classified R&B. Rod Wave is in the rap
So
genre.
R&B, you talking about like Brent Fayez?
Like Omarion.
Nah, yeah.
Like I feel like Tory
It might
Lanez
be
would fall
dead.
in
That's
it because some of his albums are
He don't make
classified.
count too.
But nah, I'm talking about the classification of the music. I feel like
What's
some
that
of Tory's
nigga,
albums are
I'm talking
classified.
about like taking shirts off in the shower.
You talking about
Taking shirts off in the shower.
that pretty
Like
Ricky,
Lord.
that pretty Ricky.
Yeah, prettier.
Like
I
I
mean,
feel like
that's
that era is like I feel like at the time, like that was kind of like the young boy Dirk. Like that was what was hot. Now it's just not what's hot. If it's dead, I don't think it's dead, but I just don't think it's hot. Like back 2005, that was what that Charlie Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like that
Lloyd.
just was
Omarion.
I feel like the
that was
last
the thing.
the last R&B nigga that's really like still
Chris Brown,
relevant. Yeah, it's Chris Brown, and half his shit really not even R&B.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of switched his toe.
Yeah, he had to.
And he really did that. That's crazy.
Like I feel like R&B is is dead, but then you got like Singy Rat, it was like Raw Wave and shit, Fetty Wap when he was hot, P&B Rock, them niggas.
Yeah.
It just R&B just turned into Singy Rat.
Yeah, I just think right now the focus is not on R&B. I don't think it's dead. I just don't think it's the focus. I would say back like that era around 2005. I know it was popping. You know what I'm
Right, but
saying?
you also gotta think. We think about male R&B. It's female R&B too.
Yeah.
But only people that really listen to the female R&B are the females.
Right.
Yeah,
I
think
say
it's like people like SZA and them. Like I think
like SZA,
you can make an argument for that.
not even the
Summer
Weeknd
Walker.
can even count. The Weeknd don't even count, honestly. Yeah, Summer
Nah,
Walker.
Weeknd
Yeah,
is pop now.
Yeah, you're right though. Summer Walker. Gianna Iko.
Yeah, all them. I know.
But dude wise, it might be dead.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep this show moving, man. We got one or two more topics. I know y'all had to see that viral video of that slide in Detroit, man. And it looked like they put a slide in a public park. And for some reason, either they didn't engineer this joint right, somebody forgot the first law of thermodynamics or Newton's law that an object in motion stays in motion to act on by equal or unequal force, man. But them joints, them people been flying down. Like once they hit the second or third bump, like they airborne for the rest of the ride. Like, they in that joint, like
with that,
wow.
I feel like it's more. I feel like they should have tested it out some more. I also feel like one, it's a way that you should go down the slide, and two, I feel like it need to be like a weight requirement. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're too light, you're picking up speed. Like you're getting all them hops. Whereas like if you're bigger, you know
Detroit,
what I'm saying?
right?
Yeah, it's in Detroit.
Like I think they put out a video on TikTok. Like I think one of the guys who like run the park or something that he went down there. He was straight, but he was also a bigger guy. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like the slide. I don't know if y'all seen it, but it looks like it's like corrugated pipe. Like it don't even look even.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's Detroit, bro.
What?
The whole joint just looked kind of sketchy, man. We're gonna end this joint today, man. Once again, Money Mo has went viral. Mo, give us the rundown.
Yeah.
Mo, what happened?
Man, like I said, I took my wife out to who was in Federal Hill. You know what I'm saying? It was Saturday night. I was like, okay, let's go get something to eat. The spot ended up being I didn't put a lot of these spots in Baltimore since I've been gone. I didn't know about. So I was like, okay, this sounds pretty good. It's called No Way Rose. Type in the GPS. I'm like, okay. Look like it's down right in the street. So I took it to the restaurant. We got out, walked out, the restaurant probably like 11. Like, okay, this is what Fed looked like. I turn around, like 10 fights going on.
That was wild, man.
10 fights going on. It was catastrophe. People was like yelling, oh, everybody run. They might have a gun. I looked one way, it was a fight. One dude hit his best friend on accident. They got in a fight. There was so much going on. No cops to be seen nowhere. That's the first, because usually in Fed, they had the police cars in the front, like in the middle. It was going on for about 15 minutes. So I record, everybody was recording. I pulled out my phone, recorded. I know what to post on Twitter, what to blow up. So I was like, okay, this might blow up if I post it. Next thing I know, I'm getting direct messages from WJZ, ABC. And I'm feeling bad because I'm like, I know people like that type of scenery. So I'm like, I'm going to get the Fed block hot. They talk about, the company owners talk about it needs to be SWAT teams posted. I'll still get messages talking about, can we use your video? I DM them talking about I need money. They not DMing. So I'm like, yo, it's crazy. But it was just so much going on. Nobody went on for like 30 minutes. No cops. The only way they stopped fight, the only way the fight stopped was just because people quit. They got pulled away. So I don't know what was going on that night, but
yeah, I know.
They're going
that joint come across the TV and Mo got credit. They gave his Instagram handle up there. I'm dying, yeah.
Right. I'm like, yo.
Mo is all over the place.
Right. That joke was crazy.
Yes, sir.
But it's always a fighting fit. I remember me and Gary used to catch him back in the day.
And with
They
that
about
being
to put.
s- Go ahead,
Nah,
Cam.
yeah. Oh no, I was saying he's talking about they about to put goddamn snipers on the roof and call the SWAT team.
I'm dead.
Right.
Well, that was it, folks. With that
I
being
ain't see you.
said, episode 34, we out.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in to Opinions to Million podcast. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. New episode dropping every week. You want to hop on the next one? Shoot us an email. Follow us on all social media at Opinions to Million. We out.